What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rasheed White. All right, so we're back with another Dreamerspro video, and he actually takes another stab at me again. Again, he doesn't want to mention my channel by name, but he's referencing to me indirectly. And, I think this dude over here, man, again, he just doesn't know anything about basketball. I'm gonna prove it to you once and for all. I'm gonna take the hammer, I'm gonna put it to the nail, I'm gonna seal the coffin, and I'm gonna put it in 6 feet deep for him, man. Because his thing, I heard him on a video actually saying once that he was into track and field, not basketball. And he's just regurgitating whatever Charles Barkley says and whatever Shaq says. And listen, people want to come to YouTube for different things. They're tired of the mainstream sports media. The audience out there is not stupid, okay? I just want to let you know that. And they're tired of the Colin Cowherds and the Nick Wrights and the Stephen A. Smiths. We don't want to hear you regurgitating the same stuff that they're actually saying. And this is what Mr. Carlton, yeah, he looks like Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But Charleston over here is actually doing, just regurgitating whatever they're saying. He sees 0 points, and he's just going off the whole Ben Simmons hate bandwagon. If you knew anything about basketball, and yes, I'm a huge Ben Simmons fan. If you know anything about basketball, you would understand why you really, truly appreciate him. But let's hear him go at me. Get your popcorn ready. This is going to be a live one over here, man. This is going to be a long one. We're going to walk it down slow, man. Just please watch this video from start to finish. This is going to be epic, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to say, and we'll see. Let's get into the video here.
Be allowed to have expectations from Ben Simmons or not. What I have figured out is simply this. Ben Simmons supporters, basically what they're doing is they want people to accept the very bare minimum from him. That's essentially what they want. They'll look at that box score and say, well, let's look at his numbers here. He finished the game with 13 assists, 9 rebounds and 2 steals and 1 block, and they'll say that should be enough. That should be enough. What more do you want from him? What more do you want? And they're like, but he went 0-3 from the field. He didn't attempt any.
Bro, the coach, Jacques Vaughn, is not asking him to score. That's kind of obvious already. They want him to come up and set the high screen for Kyrie or Ben Simmons. And I actually play like this. I'm actually going to get my camera out and I'm going to start playing some hoops again. I'm going to get in some better shape. And I'm going to show you just setting high screens. I'm a big guy. I'm going to set high screens. I'm, of course, mismatches. And listen, this is how I play. You win a lot of games like that. I can win 7, 8, 9 games in a row like that until I get tired. And that's when I probably lose with the team. I got to get the right team around me. But this is how Jacques Vaughn is not asking him to score. Are you that stupid, bro? Are you really that dumb? He's not asking him to score. Kyrie and it's been working. They won like 14 games, 12, 13 games. Stop it. You know, like let's see the other team try to stop what they're actually doing. Even like this is what the Golden State Warriors do. They actually come up and set a lot of picks, a lot of screens. And it's really kind of hard because you got to constantly switch. Most guys don't want to fight through picks. They don't want to fight through screens. All right.
Field goals. He attempted less than 1 shot per quarter, and he finished with 0 points. We expect him to have more. And they're like, no. Let's look at all the other things that he did well. Let's not pay attention to the fact that he scored 0 points in an NBA game. And he basically attempted 0 shots. To these people, they don't like it when you expect just a little bit more from him. But everybody else, we got to have expectations for them. Whenever everybody else performs poorly, we're talking about marquee names, they're supposed to be held accountable. When it comes to Ben Simmons, all of a sudden, we now have to augment reality and look at it in a particular way that allows us to make excuses for him. That's essentially what's happening here with Ben Simmons. Why don't we give every other NBA player this same benefit of the doubt? Why is it?
Dude, he had 1 game, okay? He had 1 game. If he has 10 games and he scores 0 points, then I can see your argument. It's one game. He has to flip the switch. Obviously, he's going to have to score a little bit more. But it was an 11-point victory. Ben Simmons was not the reason why the main reason why the Brooklyn Nets actually lost the game. I could see Ben Simmons committing 2 silly fouls. That's the one thing I can actually say for him, is does not commit silly fouls and not to be too overly aggressive in terms of actually playing defense. But Kyrie Irving and the defense and not scrambling and not trying to chase guys off the 3-point line was the reason why the Brooklyn Nets lost the game. It was close. I mean, they were actually winning at some point in the game. I mean, they just fell apart in the fourth quarter, but that's not all on Ben Simmons. Kyrie took a lot of bad shots.
That we asked every other NBA player to improve except him, which brings me back to Ben Simmons' lack of production over the years. And as a matter of fact, Ben Simmons has been regressing. Let me just give you his numbers over the last 3 seasons.
This guy's real stupid, man.
In 2019-2020 season, he averaged 16 points per game. 16 points. He shot 58% from the field. Of course, he shot 28.6% from 3, but Ben Simmons has only made 5 3-pointers in his NBA career. That is essentially 1 3-pointer a season in this modern NBA. This guy,
bro, he's 6'11". He has a strength advantage and a height advantage. He does not need to shoot 3-pointers. When are you going to get this through your small brain over here, okay? This is what I'm saying. You never actually played basketball. You don't get it. Okay? He doesn't need... If he actually shoots 3-pointers, he's actually bailing the defenders out. He's bailing them out. He has like a 6-inch advantage over him. That's like Wilt Chamberlain shooting 3-pointers if they had a 3-point line back then, where he could just go in like down low and totally dominate. Why the hell do you want him to shoot threes? The other non-athletic guys like Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Patty Mills, he kind of needs to put those guys in best positions to thrive, because they don't have the athleticism like a Ben Simmons does. So he can get their shots off at will around the paint. I mean, dude, really, just study the game. I just don't understand. Basketball is a really simple sport. Why are you trying to make it harder?
Has made 5 3-pointers in almost 5 seasons. I digress. He shot 62% from the field. He got you 8 assists, 7.8 rebounds, and and 2.1 steals. The next year after that, scoring went down to 54%. Field goal shooting went down to 55%. Of course, he shot 30% from the 3. He must have made 1 or something like this, because he's saying he made 0.1 and attempted 0.2. He shot 61% from the free throw line. His rebounds went down to 7.2. Scoring assists went down to 6.9. This season, Ben Simmons is averaging, this is a former All-NBA player, if I'm not mistaken, or All-Defensive NBA player, and I think he's an All-Star. Ben Simmons in 31 games is averaging 7.5 points per game. Ben Simmons on the season is attempting a career low 5.9 shots per game.
There's only one basketball, man. You have to share the basketball. Not everybody's going to be able to score 18-something points, man. There's only one basketball.
Last year he was attempting 10. He's shooting 58%. Some people are like, that's fantastic. You're shooting 58% on 6 shots per game. So all you got to do is make 3 of them. Of course, he's shooting 0% from the 3. He's shooting 41% from the free throw line. That is a career low. That is the lowest he has shot in 3 seasons. He's getting you 6.7 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and 2.1 turnovers, and 1.5 steals per game. Now let me tell you what will happen when a Ben Simmons supporter gets a whiff of what I just said. You got dweebs out there. They call themselves basketball savants.
Oh yes, I am a basketball savant, because I actually predicted everything that with accuracy in terms of the Brooklyn Nets and how they'll be the number 2 seed and how Ben Simmons will come around. He came off an injury, off a surgery. Yes, I am a basketball savant. Yes, I know way more basketball than you. I've been studying the game a lot longer than you, and I actually physically play.
Can teach basketball for a living. Oh, I can teach you this. So why aren't you a coach? Why aren't you coaching? Why aren't you teaching basketball at some academy?
Because I don't want to do that. I already have a career making good money. I can just do this YouTube thing part-time and talk about basketball. I don't want to do coaching. It's a very stressful job. It's 14, 15-hour days. I'm good. I like what I do. I have a great career. This is your career right here. You go coach. See, people actually listen to you.
Teaching basketball at a high school or at a college or in the NBA, but they want to tell you about basketball. What they're going to do is this. You have these very few people out there that don't want to address the obvious issue, which is Ben Simmons is not aggressive and he's not improving. As a matter of fact, he's regressing. What they'll do is they'll go through a bunch of his highlights, pick 1 or 2 or 3 shots of him scoring, and then tell you, look, you're saying he can't score, but look at him score, forgetting that we're not as stupid as they are, that we can read a stat sheet. Forgetting that we can look at his overall stats. Ben Simmons is not improving. Spare us with your nonsense.
The coach, again, it's a different system. It's obvious if you actually see the sets that Jacques Vaughn runs, he doesn't really need him to score. And who knows, in the playoffs, maybe they'll run a different system. A team start kind of fighting through those picks, and they can use Kyrie and Kevin Durant as decoys, as catch and shoot players. And again, let's say he's coming off a knee injury. He's coming off of back surgery. He has to get his timing back. It'll take a while. They don't need him to score. They're doing just fine. I mean, he sets the high screen. He rolls. Defenses collapse on him. And listen, in the Boston Celtics game, I said this in my last video. How the hell you think he got the 13 assists? When he goes to the basket, they're collapsing on him. Ben Simmons is not a rookie. Opposing coaches actually knows what he's going to do. They know his strengths. They're not going to just give him an easy runway to the basket. They're going to like put help there. And then how you think the catch and shoot players are actually getting wide open threes? He's going to the basket. He was being aggressive in there. They just collapsing on him. And he's just making the right basketball play and been passing to wide open guys. I don't understand what's so hard about that. I mean, dude, did you live on the power lines when you were a kid? Or did you, like high voltage power lines? Or, which actually causes positive electrons, free radicals that actually just really destroy your brain cells? Or did you actually eat lead paint chips when you were a kid? Which one of the two? Which one of the two? I mean, I think you're really stupid, dude. I mean, you really are. You don't even know the game.
You're saying BS, nonsense. It's like in Africa, they have the rainy season, right? They have the rainy season, which means it rains 4 months at a time, 5, 6 months, or whatever it is at a time. It's then like having one joker go outside and say, hey, man, since I've been outside the last 30 minutes, it's not raining. That means it's not rainy season no more. Are you crazy? Just because you can pull up 2, 3, 4 highlights of this guy making baskets does not mean he's a scorer. Because we can go look at the evidence. They are 100% correct to critique him. And let me just say this. They are not talking about Ben Simmons as a human being. They're talking about him from a basketball standpoint. And their criticism is 100% within bounds. They're not saying anything personal about him or his character. They're talking about his basketball game. That is 100% fair. To me, as I said before, I'm going to say it again, Ben Simmons is wasting everybody's time. Y'all can love it and let him twerk it up for y'all. I'm not interested in it. And if you listen, they mentioned Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is the absolute antithesis of what Ben Simmons is. Why? Because Giannis, although he's not as refined as a Kevin Durant, as a Damian Lillard, as a Stephen Curry, as a Kawhi or whoever else, Paul George, whoever else it is, Giannis is still going to try to improve. He's still going to attempt to score. And the more you attempt and you put in more work, obviously, you're going to gain more results. But when you don't attempt anything, what are you going to achieve? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But in
Again, the coach doesn't want him to score. Let me finish this up. Hold on. They don't need him to score as much.
these guys' reality, nothing ventured, still some.
Giannis has to score on his team, man. I mean, there's no Chris Middleton right now. He has to score. Drew Holiday is not really a high percentage one-on-one player like a Kyrie Irving. I mean, he can give you some scoring, but like his mentality, he doesn't have that killer mindset like a Kyrie, a KD. So yes, Giannis actually has to score more. You know, it's just a different role. And if you was to see, all right, let me drop. Hold on, let me let him finish.
Thing gained. And what they'll do is they'll point to a winning streak and say, well, look at all these games we were winning. Obviously, he was doing something right. The question is he doing all that he can do? And the answer is obviously
yes, because they're winning games and teams aren't able to stop it. Oh my gosh, man. I'm gonna wrap this video up, man. Listen, guys, if you're going to really get into this, you got to really study this game, man. Basketball is a very, 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 very simple sport. It's not hard. You know, you got Mr. Charleston over here trying to overly complicate it. It's very, very simple, man. I was playing this kid one-on-one. The kid was like 5'5", 5'5" and $130. I beat him like 10-1. I just backed him down. That's it, man. I had a 100-pound advantage over him. Just 80 pounds advantage over him. I just backed him down. Why would I shoot? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. And I had a coach that was watching me play, and he's like, you did the right thing. You know, overpower the guy. Why shoot? You know, let them try to stop it. So Ben Simmons is doing a fantastic job. He's doing well. One game doesn't define him as a basketball player. A lot of players, I mean, he had Kyrie. I think he had like 4 points, 6 points or something like that when he came back from the suspension or before the suspension. I forgot what game it was. And, you know, I mean, it happens, man. If you actually play basketball, man, you understand you'll have games like this, you know, where you don't shoot. Michael Jordan had a game. I forgot what team he was actually playing, where in the fourth quarter, he only shot one shot attempt, and, you know, he just had a bad game, didn't shoot much at all. It happens, man. It happens, you know. So, don't listen to Mr. Dream. He's just a troll and just looking for attention. He just doesn't know anything about basketball. You know, I'm gonna shut this guy down again. He doesn't know. I mean, I already did like 4 or 5 videos on him. He can't even tell you why MJ was great. You know, like I was thinking before, like, yo, MJ wasn't, you know, like LeBron maybe he's better, you know. But then Dreamerspro over here, Charleston would say, nah, MJ's better. And then I gotta watch MJ. I'm like, I gotta give you a whole breakdown. So if you think I don't know basketball, just go watch me break down old man 39-year-old Michael Jordan. You'll actually see that I do know basketball, man. All right, because I played it. I played the sport, man. I played over 17,000 games, and no, I don't want to coach. You know, there's guys who know a lot of basketball. It's Tim Legler. He doesn't want to coach. JJ Redick doesn't want to coach. There's a lot of guys that don't want to coach. Okay, who actually knows a lot of basketball. You apparently don't. All right, I'll wrap the video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace out. Have a great weekend.